so when I did a never play of Silent Hill Downpour, I kinda cheated. The premise of this series is to look into games that I kinda dismissed upon release just because I'm a dismissive idiot. With Silent Hill, I knew the series, and my expectations for Downpour, well, they couldn't have been any lower. So I could only get positively surprised. This time, however, I wanted to explore a game that I dismissed. Not because I'm a dismissive idiot, but a game I just dismissed just because. I have a lot of these games in my collection, and I didn't choose a particular one. I just scrolled down the release tab on the Xbox store until I saw something that was cheap and mysterious, and that game, that was Virginia. Okay, so I'm an idiot at these games. It took me 2 minutes to figure out how to get out of this bathroom, even though the game has on-screen crosshair that guides you towards your next objective and changes shape when you can interact with something. Luckily, after I figured this out, there's really not much more to the game in terms of gameplay. For the most part, you're just along for the ride. This is an indie game with a capital I. Might as well sit back and enjoy the ride. Which is really not hard, because this game is freaking beautiful. I mean, look at this. Seriously, look at this. Look at these colors. When you've played this many grey and brown shooters, you tend to forget that colors this vibrant can actually exist. You know, AAA developers have been complaining for years that graphics are so hard to do and cost so much money, and that's why they have to publish unfinished products and sell short, shitty DLC packages and season passes on the side. I meanwhile have always had the opinion that if you cannot afford good graphics, work around it. Some of the most visually impressive titles like Wind Waker, Okami and Silent Hill got their visual identity because they had to work around budget or technological constraints. And now this game is in that same boat. Seriously, look at this. And listen. Listen, not just because of the beautiful soundtrack, but this is what happens when talented people are given a decent sized amount of money and find creative ways to make that amount of money go way further than expected. Sounds pretty good so far, right? So, what about the story, I ask? It's hard to talk about without getting into spoiler waters, but I'm still gonna try. As a rookie FBI agent, you play as Anna Tarver, and together with your partner Maria Halperin, you investigate the disappearance of a teenage boy in a small town in Virginia, where not everything is as it seems. But that's really just a backdrop. The show steal is the relationship that develops between our two main black lady FBI agent characters, who cannot stand each other in the beginning but slowly learn to trust each other as they uncover more and more clues about the disappearance of the teenage boy. Without spoiling anything for anyone who's ever seen a movie before, there's of course a twist at the end of the second act where betrayal happens just as they make a breakthrough in the case. Warning. So, if you don't think this game is for you, well, then by all means, keep on watching. But if you're a little bit interested in it, click down here below for a spoiler-free conclusion to my review. Okay, we're good? Alright, let's continue. So, our partner character Maria finds out that our leading lady Anna is an internal affairs agent, sent to spy on Maria while they work together, kind of like Scully was to Mulder on the X-Files. And keep that metaphor in mind, because we're gonna circle around it and get to it later. Because of something both our black lady FBI agents do during their investigation, they get locked up in jail. But Anna buys her way out and rises through the ranks of the FBI, snitching on agent after agent, all of whom have a distinct skin color that is not white, until she herself becomes the director of the FBI. She's not all too happy about it, taking up drinking, smoking and a nasty pill habit. After a mental breakdown, we find out that it was all a premonition and we're back in the jail cell. Anna decides to ignore her bright future and swallows a little sticker, which I assume is like LSD, and probably relates to some plot that we kind of uncovered earlier but didn't really get around to fully uncovering. Through a space dream sequence, we learn that the town we're conducting our investigation in is under the leadership of a cult. Its members are morally deprived old white guys, and even the director of the FBI is in on it. While the cult didn't have anything to do with the disappearance of the teenager, they have been thwarting Anna and Maria every step of the way because they did not want them looking too deep into the town, uncovering both their personal secrets but also that of the town, which I think has something to do with the LSD plot.
while I really enjoyed this X-File moment where we obviously see a UFO coming down, taking the boy with them while under the influence of a mind-altering narcotic, only to moments later see a similar-looking young adult scurry away into the bushes. It's just so X-Files. But do you notice something? Something that's missing. In the description for this game, one of the major influences cited are the X-Files and Twin Peaks. And what is it that the X-Files had?
It's me.
Mulder, it's me. It's me.
Mulder, it's me.
Or video games influenced by the X-Files.
Mary.
Wicked old beast, ain't she?
You know when to make an entrance, Wade. We were ready to make like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Do you see it yet? Or will rather hear it? It's dialogue. While this game does have atmosphere, a very good plot with half a decent plots underneath, all of them being right in front of your nose the entire time, and all being sewn together in the end to make an amazing tapestry of well-crafted storytelling. And while the game does have amazing graphics that will stand the test of time and still look amazing a decade from now, there's something missing. I completely understand that this is an indie game and it had financial obstacles to overcome, and did so by having stylized simple graphics. I simply cannot get over that it doesn't have voice acting. Actually, I could get over that if it had something else, something that games on the N64 had. Because you see, that system was very limited when it came to storage space, and therefore didn't have much in the way of voice acting. But like this game with its graphics, the games of the N64 overcame this by working with what they had, and that was animation. Look at Ocarina of Time and think of the characters and how they all felt so alive, using primitive facial animation, a couple of grunts here and there, and some well-written dialogue. And how alive Link felt every time he encountered a new character and every time a little bit of the plot uncovered. This game, nothing. The game never comes to a halt and lets us absorb the character's reaction. They usually just silently scoff as they pass by. There's no dramatic timing, the game feels rushed, which is ironic with its very short runtime. Every character just kinda seems like they wanna get on with their life, like they wanna get the lines blurbed out and just go home. And they kinda feel like I did 30 minutes into the game. Bored. And it's such a shame. I get what they were trying to go for with this indie-styled hipster vibe, but it just feels wrong. It feels shallow and doesn't feel like any of the characters really give a crap about anything. And as a result, I find myself not giving a crap either. So yeah, I did not like Virginia. Okay, that's not fair. I liked a lot about it, and I wish they would release a director's cut with either voice acting or, well, just some acting. But I'm not keeping my fingers crossed or anything though. I see what they were trying to go with the subtle storytelling, but instead of feeling like a Tarantino or David Lynch movie where the style is built up around the story, this feels like the exact opposite, and as a result, it feels fake. If you're going to emulate the feeling of two cult classic TV shows, you should probably emulate the most important part that made those shows good.
Mulder, it's me.
The dialogue. When you don't do that, you end up with Virginia. A really pretty, but ultimately forgettable on-rails experience that just kind of leaves you disappointed. But I will say, if you fancy yourself a hipster and you're not turned off by my review, by all means, go play it. You will probably have some fun.
Until next time, please subscribe. I need subscribers. Or like or dislike. I also like those. Or, well, comment. And until next time, keep on growing through games. Bye.